If there's any readers in the room or anyone that likes Audible, there's an absolute cracking book on this called The Third Door by a guy called Alex Benayan. And he talks about the third door concept. And he describes it like this. He says there's a nightclub. If he wants you to imagine a nightclub, and there's 3 doors to the nightclub. The first door is the main entrance, and there's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people queuing up outside the main entrance. The people at the front, they feel optimistic, they're going to get in. The people in the middle are getting a bit restless and bored, and the people at the back are blaming the people at door number 2. Door number 2 is the VIP door. It's the entrance. It's where the rich and famous are getting it. And society has and led us to believe that only 2 doors exist. We're obsessed with this. We're obsessed with cutting the circle in half. Black, white, right, wrong, Republican, Democrat. We're obsessed with that. And society has made us believe that there's only 2 doors. There's the main entrance and the VIP entrance. But Alex Benayan says that there's the third door. And the third door exists round the back, down the fire exit, open a wee secret door, and your friend that's working in the cloakroom lets you in from the back. And I believe it's true. I believe in that concept of the third door. Now, here's the thing about the third door. The people that have the keys to those third door moments, you haven't met them yet. The keys are in their pockets, and sometimes they don't even know they have the key. Sometimes they've absolutely no idea that they can open this door for you. And we have fallen into the trap of waiting on opportunity. You know, I'll wait for opportunity to come knocking. But Alex Benayan says, let's start knocking the third doors. Now, here's the thing. It requires courage. It requires courage because you have to run down the alleyway, over the fence, and get in through a wee backhander. But before we go into that, how many people here would say in some way, shape or form in school or growing up, they felt like the black sheep? Yeah, quite a few. The events, it's embracing that. It's embracing that they get on. Sometimes it's okay to break the rules. Sometimes it's okay to not conform and do things differently. You know, there's a system and the system's quite rigid. But sometimes we need to bend that. Sometimes we need to knock the door. Sometimes we need to say yes to the opportunity. Sometimes we need to say yes to the third door. But all these incredible, inspirational people I've met have all come to what I call third door moments. And it started fascinating me, so I started making note of it. And I have a little note section on my phone. So anytime that I think there's a third door moment happens, like, you know, I can't justify, I can't work out in my head how I'm here with this person doing this thing. It's too good to be true. This is too good to be true. It's a third door moment. And so I have a little note section in my phone, and honestly, this has been a game changer. It is, I just make note of it, such and such a date, 19th of January, this happened, this person offered me this, and this happened, and I have no idea how it happened, but good things are constantly happening to me, and sometimes even do a wee LOL, like I actually can't believe this, it's mad. But then these are happening more often than not. And I think what you do is when you start recording them, a number of things happen first and foremost. Well, first, you're being aware of it. Secondly, there's the gratitude aspect of, this is incredible, I want more of this. You're feeling that gratefulness in the body and it wants more. But thirdly, I think it starts to train the brain in order to how to see opportunity. And what I've learned from this little self-experiment is opportunity exists with people. It is people that you haven't met that have these keys that you've never seen and with the doors that you don't even know exist. And so saying yes can sometimes be a very, very powerful thing. You're opening yourself to synchronicity and serendipity and luck and opportunity and all these things we had as a kid where we've seen life as one big adventure and this one big exciting ride that kind of gets dulled a wee bit as you go older. So saying yes is absolutely a good thing. Saying yes is a powerful thing to the third door. And last but not least, just having the courage to walk through it can be absolutely life-changing. And it's maybe just playing about with it. It's maybe, mine's is just a section or note section in my phone. And today it's maybe about starting one of that as well and just keeping an eye out for opportunity because life can sometimes feel quite foggy. We can't see. We don't have that clarity because we're go, 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 and we're always in a rush. Sometimes if you write things down, you start to see, okay, there's patterns to this. This person continuously opens third doors for me. Okay, well, how do I be of service to him? So it allows you to train the brain to see opportunity. And what you realize is that opportunity comes through people and people only. So if you are inclined to do that, maybe even put a wee note section in your phone and just be open to that. Now, this all sounds great because you can't just keep running from door to door to door because you're going to end up in that burnout zone. And for every time you say yes, there are obviously times that you say no as well. And I was speaking to people at the break, and this is probably the big stumbling block for people. But I think trying to be a people person is significantly different and much better than being a people pleaser. And I think we've all fallen for the trap of being a people pleaser. We give too much of ourselves, we're exhausted. And one little thing that really changed, again, my mindset in terms of how I'm approaching this was a simple little phrase, which is when you say no to somebody, you're saying yes to somebody else. When you're saying no to something, you're saying yes to something else. And again, it comes back to communication, how you articulate that. So for example, I'm not saying no to go and meet you on a Saturday night to go and have a couple of pints because I don't like you. You're a great friend, but I'm saying yes to sit in with my wife and kids and having pizza. I'm not saying no to go to your networking event. I'm actually saying yes to myself because I've worked too much this week. And it's that, I think that satisfies the mind. It's that I'm not saying no, I'm not keeping everyone's at arm's length. I'm saying yes for me, and I'm saying yes to my nearest and dearest. I think that's the one thing people struggle with the most is when to say no. And they think they have to go and be everything to everyone and go to all the events and do all the things. It's absolutely not. This is all around our own energy management, our own systems management. So more often than not, we have to say no. In actual fact, I personally love saying no. I love saying no, not because I want to be rude or offend everyone, because when I say no, I know I'm saying yes to myself. I know I'm putting myself first, and it took me a long time to learn that. But it's vitally, vitally important that we know when to say yes for opportunity and be courageous to go through the third door. But likewise, we need to know when to stay put as well. We need to maybe know, okay, I've maybe spent too much time in the arena and maybe teetering on a bit of burnout. It's probably best if I do go and rest and recover and shake it off in the woods for a while. But ultimately, all that comes back to self-awareness. Ultimately, all that comes back to how well you know yourself. And again, conversations within the tribe, it all helps to kind of extract that self-awareness and that intellectual property that we all have. But the guy, I suppose, a guy that I love to study, I think he's one of the world's lead on this and communication building and how we do it, is a guy called Robin Dunbar, a phenomenal psychologist based in one of the big universities in England. He's a couple of cracking books. And he has Dunbar's law, or Dunbar's theory. There's a wee couple of typos in that slide, so please forgive me, but that should say, like, know and trust. So Robin Dunbar, he studied tribes, and he studied communities, and he's tried to work out why communities thrive and why communities kind of don't thrive and struggle. And he's a number of, I suppose, different things about it. But he says that the perfect number of a tribe is about in and around 150 people. In and around 150 people. And, we laughed about Annette's granny at the start, saying about all these followers. Like, you could have 500 friends on Facebook. The reality is you've probably seen 5 of them in the past month, 20 in the past year. There's probably a couple of hundred on it you haven't maybe seen since school. So it's okay to prioritize. It's absolutely necessary to prioritize. And he argues as well, he talks about the intimacy pyramid. And the people at that top of that pyramid, there's your nearest and dearest. That's your kind of your ride or dies. That's think partner, think couple of, 3 really close friends that you would confide in, kids, a couple of really, really best mates. But he also says that if there's maybe 10 people at the top of that pyramid, you can't treat the people at the bottom of the pyramid with the same energy as those at the top. It would be impossible. You can't give all of yourself to everyone. This is when it's not selfless anymore, it's self-destructive. And so again, when we learn how to say no to people, it's just to be able to solidify that it's not that I'm saying no to you, it's just I'm saying yes to these people here, to my nucleus. And it's not that we're being egotistical, because the people at the bottom of your pyramid, they have the own top of their own pyramid too. And you might even be on theirs. So it's just to be able to be aware of, I suppose the guru when it comes to networking in Ireland is Kingsley Aikens, and he talks about doing a review of your network, a review of the people that's in that sphere of influence, the people at the top, the people in the middle, the people at the bottom. Sometimes people need to go, sometimes we need to go. But it's just to be aware of that. It's just to be okay with that.